Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Miguel Talks Football, and we are back with another video today on Vibes from the Six. It's the Premier League wrap-up, and Arsenal drew away at Manchester City after holding on up until the 98th minute before they snatched the draw from the face of defeat. Man City, that's what they do, man. They just find a way when they need to find a way. Then you got Chelsea, who's absolutely cooking. You know what? I hate on Chelsea a lot, but I got to call it as it is. Chelsea are absolutely cooking. They slapped West Ham. They are currently third in the table, and they are doing really, really well to start the season. They beat West Ham convincingly in the manner that they did, and it was a really good result for Chelsea. Manchester United slipped up. Manchester United slipped up away to Palace as they draw in this game, and Eric Ten Hag's side could not break the deadlock. Palace had an amazing defensive performance to shut down Manchester United's attack, and Manchester United just couldn't get the result that they needed away at Palace. You also had Liverpool going top of the league on goal, I think on goal difference, and I think Man City ended up going back on top because I think they have 13 points now, but they're still up there. Liverpool won their game 3-0. Mo Salah didn't even need a goal. Trent got his 100th goal contribution in his Liverpool career. Very impressive. 81 assists, by the way. Big result for Liverpool there. Plus Tottenham back to winning ways after losing to Arsenal and Newcastle. They win their game 3-1 versus Brentford, but I would say it's a little bit of a flattering scoreline. We're going to talk about all that plus more right now. But before you do me a favor, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And please do let me know what you guys are saying. Please do let me know what you guys are saying in the comment section as I am about to get this show on the road. Let me know if you guys think Arsenal were robbed or if we were not robbed. Personally, for me, I'm not even going to talk about the robbery. I just think it was a really good game and we should have won, but Man City stole it at the end. They got their result. And we suffered. We massively suffered. But we got Dayo in the building, who's already here. We got Ches in the building. We're gonna have Rack. We're gonna have Kaz. We're gonna have Vader. We're gonna have Jay joining us. Rack is actually here right now. Big up, Rack is in the building. Yo, Rack, you seen my tweet that you were laughing at?
Yeah.
I literally was saying this is it, and then they scored. As I was tweeting.
Oh, was that predictive rather than after the goal? I thought it was post the goal.
No, it was post the goal. I was speaking mid-tweet and they scored.
Oh, okay, right, cool. I kind of imagined you in my mind. I can imagine you sitting there watching the TV, thinking, "This is it. This is it. This is the goal." And yeah, I don't know. It kind of made me chuckle.
Oh man, no man, I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. But yeah, Vada's going to be joining us in a second. People saying, "Big up everybody. Hope you're doing well." Arsenal were robbed. How didn't get robbed by the letter of the law? Blah blah blah. Dayo, take it away, bro. I had a full-on rant on my match reaction earlier, but how are you feeling, bro?
I'm proud of what the boys did. 10 men. But disappointed that we didn't take a win away. But the one thing I will say is they have showed me that they wanted to go to the Etihad to win. They didn't go there to play for a draw. They didn't go there to lose. Arsenal went to the Etihad to play for a win. Of course, City are champions and City will find a way to get back into the game somehow, some way. But we held them up until the last. Now, if we remove all the basic factors, all the little factors that happened, the same ref last season didn't want to affect the game. I didn't give Kovacic a red card because he wanted 11 men on the pitch. The same ref today who in 8 minutes extra time in the first half. 8 minutes. That's 8 plus 45, 53 minutes. You decide to give a red card to a player. Yes, what Trossard did was he was in motion. He should have pulled out of that shot. He should have pulled out of the shot. Touching the ball once the referee's whistle is gone is by the letter of the law a foul. And I agree to that. But 8 minutes extra time on the 8th minute of the first half. This same referee last season would not give a red card to a player that deserved a red card. And what they said was, oh, well, we want to make sure we don't want to spoil the flow of the game. So what are we doing this season? Spoiling the flow of the game. But anyways, with 10 men Arsenal, City still could not beat us. The one thing I will say is they are now showing me that they're matured enough. They're ready to go for the win. The Etihad is not an easy place to go and play. Talk less about playing there with 10 men. So We did what we needed to do. I'm proud of the boys, but disappointed that we didn't come away with a win. And this one is to the City fans from last season when Rodri made a statement that, oh, Arsenal came to play us for a draw. They didn't have the mentality to come here and play for a win, right? And here we have City this season celebrating a draw. Celebrating the draw. The same people who said we didn't have the mentality to come for a win and we celebrated the draw last season are the ones how the tables have turned. How the tables have turned. You're celebrating the draw against a 10-man Arsenal, and you're making it sound like, and City fans are making it sound like, oh, they did something amazing. You are the best team in the world. We are trying to catch you, and we're one player short. Mikel Arteta did what he had to do today, and you know what? For me, I think the timing of the goal as well is what is gut-wrenching for me. The timing of that goal. If they had scored in the second half as soon as we came out, and it was 2-2, and we held on till the end, and the tie was till the end, I'd feel better about it. But scoring at that very last minute can be very, very gut-wrenching for how well we defended and how well we played. So yeah, it is what it is. Again, we do it again this season. We probably take 4 points away from them. They're going to come to the Emirates, and we're going to beat you at the Emirates. That's for sure. You've done your best at your Etihad. You're coming to the Emirates now next, so be ready for it. We take 4 points away from them, and this is our season. We just have to go ahead this season, no excuses, and win.
All right. I'm just Vader's here. Vader, I'm gonna let you speak after I just say my bit. I've already done a full match reaction. I'm just gonna say my points in bullet points as I've already talked about it on my previous stream. First of all, Rodri getting injured, very unfortunate. We don't know how the extent of his injury, but it looked like a knee injury that could change the whole landscape of the league. As Rodri is such a key piece for you. If he's out for an extended period, that could be the biggest defeat of this game. Forget about the result. Number two, Haaland, he scored his goal. I didn't think he was going to score a goal. We were very naive. Calafiori made a mistake. He shouldn't have been touch tight to Savio. Then he flipped him around, he turned around, got him. Savio is a quality player. He found Haaland in a silly position where we both our center backs, neither of them were close to him, and good movement from him. He got his goal. You got to give it to him. Outside of that, you guys now, Jay, put some respect on my Italian. Calafiori, you're like, you haven't seen some of these guys play. You got to give Calafiori his credit. Beautiful goal. You got to give Arsenal their credit. You got to give Arsenal their credit. We went to your ground. We took a 2-1 lead after you guys took the lead, came roaring back, scored 2 goals. And for a team that doesn't score goals, we got our goals. We got what we wanted to get. We got 2 goals. From there, once the red card happened, the game turned. We had to play a little bit more defensive. We basically couldn't do anything. Bukayo Saka had to come off. He was incapable of continuing. And overall, I'm looking at the game and I'm saying it's 2 points. It's 2 points dropped. I'm very disappointed. We were literally seconds away from a Mikel Arteta masterclass. That was an amazing defensive performance from Arsenal. We kept one of the best teams in the country down to 10 men, limited them to literally barely any chances, quality chances. They had all those shots. Nothing came from it. Our goalkeeper, David Raya, stood on his head. Defenders all stood on their head. Thomas Partey was turning back the years. And yeah, man, I thought it was a good performance from Arsenal. From the Man City side of things, I did think it's very shameful. The same people who criticized us for coming out of that game last year with a draw are now sitting here celebrating a draw. You can celebrate the goal, Vader, as you said, but there's people out here literally celebrating it, as in like rubbing it in our face, saying, haha, we drew. That's celebrating a draw.
Okay. I'll let you finish. I don't want to interrupt.
Can I go briefly before? Because I know you're gonna
briefly.
Yeah, listen, I'll go.
Mr. J, a man of few words as usual.
Listen, it's a city. I'll circle back around the block afterwards, but just like it's one of these games, right, where I feel like City they did deserve the goal, like the draw, because Arsenal, they had a good game plan, they grew into the game, but for me, you're looking at the set piece goal again and a worldie from Calafiori. I'm looking at, and I think Arsenal came and they did a job on City. Rodri getting injured definitely halted City's flow a little bit, but Arsenal, as the half went on, were on top. For me, the thing about Arsenal and these yellows and reds at the moment is Arsenal, I'm going to say they're unlucky in terms of, I think Oliver had a terrible game today. I think Oliver had a very bad game.
Man City's man of the match. I forgot to mention it.
No, I think he made bad decisions. Like, for example, your first goal. You're not talking about your first goal and the fact you took it 10 yards further forward than you should have done. And technically, whilst Walker was trying to delay it to get back in position, as the captain who's spoken to the referee could have let him get fully back into position.
One second, nobody. One second, you never mentioned that when you spoke about Veltman's goal last year.
Because when we were talking about the Veltman issue with Rice, Arsenal fans were very quick to say, "Hey, listen, the ball was rolling. Like, it wasn't even a real free kick. It shouldn't be allowed." Now, I'm saying you scored a goal from that exact passage of play. City did not touch the ball again from when you took the free kick 10 yards further forward than where you should have been. The ref should have called that and told you to take the free kick further back. That affected City. So to me, the ref was bad for both teams. Like, City had a gripe on a couple of situations too. So when I'm looking at this now, Arsenal with the dark arts, refs are picking up on it. Like, and the thing is Arsenal do a lot of these little things, like these little things on the ball, and sometimes they're getting caught. The Trossard thing is harsh. I thought it was because he barged into him. And I was like, that's harsh. But if you watch how he, like, the barge and the kicking of the way together, you're like, okay, I can see it. It's really harsh. But why Arsenal now? You're not the only team in the world with players on bookings. And as much as I want to think, I'm not going to say the Premier League don't have a vendetta against you, but isn't it more plausible that you guys are playing right on the line of what's allowed and what's not allowed, and the refs calling it sometimes? Sorry, back to you, Vader.
No. I just need to say this. Jay, Doku didn't get booked for his kicking the ball away.
He should have been booked.
Holland didn't get booked for his shoulder barge after the player already headed the ball away. So from the same aspect.
And your players didn't get booked for all going into the ref's face. Like,
your players fucking literally fought him.
Your players all crowded the referee.
He didn't literally fight him.
Erling Haaland literally was in Michael Oliver's face. What are you talking about? Keep the same energy.
Your entire team did that, Igal.
Your entire team did that.
You're talking about one player, but let's talk about the game. I want to talk about the game because when you did this and Dale had to leave, you talked about celebrating a draw. Let me stop and remind you, this game is so early in the season. No one went into this game to play for a draw. That's the difference. You're missing what Rodri told you last season. The comprehension is off. He said, not that you guys celebrated a draw, not that you guys got the draw, that you went to get a draw. We played this game trying to win it. And obviously we had to scratch back to try and at least equalize before trying to win the game. And we equalized late, so we didn't have an opportunity to go and win it. But that's the mentality. Why do you guys keep twisting that conversation? It's about going out and winning and taking the league. That's what Rodri's trying to explain. Now, if City fans are celebrating having the claw and get this draw in the 90th minute, naturally, emotionally, you're going to do that, right? Because it was playing against the best defense, which you talked about all 4 weeks long, and going into this one, you emphasize how good your defense was. So when you have a defense that good, and then deciding your manager, Vator Arteta, I've been saying it, when you have your manager saying, I'm taking off, quote unquote, your star boy to bring on another defender to defend, yeah, you're gonna have City fans are gonna be like, damn, we were able to get a draw when they defended like that. Because you guys, honestly, you take off Saka, you realistically, you're not really going out to get another goal. You're not really going out to attack. And when you want to point out keeping us quiet or snuffing us out or whatever, we took 33 shots. I believe 11 on target. You guys had 3 shots on target, and that all happened in the first half. Now, I give you credit. With regards to your set pieces. I actually watched it. Being a North American fan, it reminded me a lot of NFL football. It reminded me a lot of NBA. The way the players run to a certain position, pretty much put a wall, a pick, a post in front of the keeper, and the keeper can't get himself out to get the ball. That's brilliant. Now, I hope my team picks up on it and hope other teams pick up on it to be able to defend it, because if they don't, Arsenal is going to be punishing a lot of clubs this season. But I give you the set piece, and Gabriel should have scored twice, to be honest with you. Before he scored the first one, he should have scored the one before that. But guys, this is a salvaged draw. I'm not going to celebrate the draw like, oh, we did our thing, but it's a salvage draw. And let's relax with this whole mentality. Now, the players, Miguel,
yeah,
listen, Canadian, now living in the UK, no disrespect, Rax, Jay, but Igal's educational system over here, he's at a level. I can see how clever he is, right? So he wants to point out.
Are you calling immediately retarded?
Hey, relax. I didn't say all that. I'm just pointing out Igal is clever because you know what? He wanted to always point out, listen, City got 11 goals. 9 of them happen to be Holland. But you know what? Igal, where's that critical viewpoint when you look at your club? Where's that critical point to say, how many goals am I going to continue to get from my defenders? You were able to get Calafiore to score. You were able to get Gabriel. But is that something you're going to put your hat on? Is that something you're not going to critique? Because I think traditionally, fundamentally, it makes a lot of sense if I'm getting goals from a striker, from an attacker, that I'm going to rely on my defender.
Right, Gabriel 2 weeks in a row. Gabriel back-to-back weeks and a Calafiore mishit. Like that's.
You want to know something? You want to know something?
You're defending great.
You guys are not looking. You guys are not looking at the level of teams that we're facing compared to the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea. Look at who we're playing against. We're playing against Tottenham. We're playing against. 1 second, Jay. I'm giving you a compliment. We're playing your team. We're playing Vator's team. We're playing friggin' Aston Villa away. These are no mugs. These are teams that have taken points off all the top 6. So for Arsenal to come off 2 points off top of the league after playing 5 tough games. Actually, don't even count Brighton and Wolves. But Brighton, we were down to 10 men. So if you want to count it, you can count it. But after playing 4 out of our first 5 games, relatively tough games, I am coming out of this. I'm coming out of this start to the season, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm happy. Yeah,
you should be happy. You've done all I'm saying is looking at these.
I am still underwhelmed because I felt like we could have still won each game.
Of course, you were 20 seconds from winning this game, Miguel. I'm just looking at the last 3 games. No goals against Atalanta. Gabriel set piece against Spurs. Gabriel set piece against today. I'm obviously, if you guys can keep scoring set pieces every week, amazing. Because obviously at this rate, it looks like potentially Gabriel's going to be your top scorer come the end of the season. I'm not even guessing. I'm saying you guys look like you're going to score. This is like a James Ward-Prowse free kick. This is like a Rory Delap throw. That's what you guys have at the moment. No shame in that. Amazing. But if you guys are literally going to be like, I want to see now once the quality of opposition drops a little bit, because I've not seen you without Odegaard against a good team, but maybe not. These have all been away as well. So I want to give Arsenal respect. But you can look at these last few games and say, you're defending brilliantly, but you are set piece, long ranger, low XG creation.
No.
Miss penalty, Atalanta. I'm just like, how sustainable is
you're
this
missing the point. You're missing
term?
the point. You're missing the point. You think that Arsenal's attack is the problem.
No, I didn't say that.
When today we didn't even need our attack.
I didn't say that. How do you
say you don't need your attack?
1 second, bro. You're facing Manchester City. You need to score by any means necessary.
I know.
You're facing Tottenham. You're facing Tottenham away. You need to score by any means necessary. If we are doing this, 1 second, let me finish. If we are doing this in our next 3 games versus like Southampton, Leicester, then it's concerning.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool. I'm just looking at it from the point of view, Igal, of saying.
No, I'm just simply saying you can't question how we approach the game or how we score goals. I'm these games. We also just had Odegaard get injured. Vator, Jay, I hear your point. It's valid. I'm telling you,
but you still got 10. You still got 10 of your starting 11 out there. So you are playing with 10 out of the first 11.
I know, and I told you this game was defensive, and our means to win was
that. Bro, you played well today. I have no issue with
and our game plan for the last 2 games, even though you criticized it. It's somewhat worse.
I didn't. I said
this is not how we're going to play versus Leicester.
I'm saying your chance creation, Igal, looking at
our chance creation is fine. You don't have to worry.
No, it's not, bro. Against Spurs,
no. Bro, facing Spurs and City, your chance creation is going to be low regardless. You're facing them away.
Atalanta too. Atalanta's
a tough team defensively.
I'm not okay.
So the last 3 games, we really shouldn't look at whatever results or performances. We shouldn't look at the last 3 games.
Yes, you're away from home versus tough teams.
Yeah, well, against Villa as well. Against Villa.
Oh my God! How did you turn this into an Arsenal attacking sheet? Vader's team had 28 shots and couldn't even get a goal.
That's my point.
We did get a goal.
They didn't get a goal.
Let me chime in, Jay. Let me chime in.
Yeah.
I think the point they're making, Nigel, is I'll talk about the game after. I think the point they're trying to make is the way you're playing right now, in general, forgetting the context of how the games have gone and who you're playing, is not a way in which they believe you can win majors. The reason why is because you're heavily reliant on defensive masterclasses and set-piece goals. That if you believe, logically, that if you could do this against all the big teams in the Champions League and all the big teams you play at home and away, and they'll get you over the line, no draws, just wins, that's fair enough. But if you don't believe that, then what they're saying is to be true. That's it.
No. I think they're being very in the moment and not looking at the bigger picture. We're not going to be doing this versus every team. We're not going to be doing this the entirety of the season.
But they can only comment. But they can only comment on what they see, right? They can only comment on what. You can't ask them to comment on stuff they haven't seen yet.
Okay, well, Arteta's not a new manager. Arteta's been here for well over a year playing this type of football. And in that time, there's games where we played defensive. And in that time, there's games where we blitz teams. This was not a game where you blitz.
Okay, let's ask you a question then, based on what you just said. You don't think
I hear your point, guys, but I'm simply saying it is not something to be concerned of, as this is not happening against teams.
You're saying, yeah, fair enough. No one disagree with that. As an Arsenal fan, you have no worries for your attack. That's what you're telling us, yeah?
No, I'm saying it's too early to be worrying about.
I've asked you a question, so I want to answer.
No, I am not concerned. Going away to City and going away to Tottenham. And
no. I don't really read it. I don't care about the
flipping
content. I just want to get an answer. Do you worry about your attack moving forward from today? Yes or no?
No.
Calm. That's it. I don't care about the context or anything else. That's all I care about. Calm.
Simple.
So we should not be hearing you, Agal, come on this stream in 2-3 months' time, 2-3 weeks' time, and tell me about Havertz, Jesus. We might need to get a new winger in the January window. We need a striker. And if you do, you need to apologize. Because you just told us.
Ches, write this down. September 22nd.
I don't need to write that. I've got a memory.
September 22nd. I've said this from the beginning of the season. I've said it from the beginning of the season. No excuses. I've not made excuses once. Vader, Jay, you can attest to this. We drew against Brighton. I had no excuses. I came on here. I said it's a bad result. I didn't say it was a good result. Let's keep it real. Even though it was down to 10 men, we should have won this game. Today, we should have won this game. Vader, they did their job. They got their result at the end. They got their draw at the end. You got to give it up to them. But at the same time,
why should you have won this game?
That's what I was gonna.
I think we should have won the game. I think we should have won the game. We should have been able to hold them up for 1 minute. 1 minute away from a draw.
That doesn't prove why you deserve to win.
I thought we played good enough. I thought we played good enough on the run of the whole game to win.
You had no shots in the second half. You did not deserve to win this game.
We can all play. We can all play. We can all play
against you. Why do you keep saying that?
Because you said we had no shots, but you couldn't score against us. You had 28 shots.
Miguel, we did score against you. We tied the game
eventually, but 28 shots after 28 shots.
You took no shots. How do you deserve to win the game?
You expect? How am I going to attack you when I'm down to 10 men?
Let Rack finish his point. You were saying so.
Look, anybody in Igal's situation, if you concede a last-minute goal like that, of course you will feel aggrieved. You were that close to getting a win, arguably a historic win. If that had gone against you, then it's fair enough. You would feel that you were close. But at the same time, if that goal came in the first minute of the second half, and then you City dominated the rest of it and scored all those goals, then the same events have happened. It's just the order of the events have changed, and all of a sudden that makes a difference. Look, I think Arsenal did really well. It was a very good performance in the circumstances. I don't have a problem with any of the referees' decisions. All of them are understandable. There was even the misplaced location of the free kicks and stuff like that. These happen. You're always going to get. But it's only when goals result that people look back and these
Rack.
things happen. Free kicks are never taken from exactly the same position. Very,
No,
very
I
rarely.
hear that,
There was
but
a little
Rack-
bit of. So I think it's unfair. I think I understand with Kyle Walker because Kyle Walker's the captain. The referee ushered him to come to speak to him,
That's my
and then
only
he's
thing.
had to.
Yeah.
Then he's had to run back in position. So that was a little bit harsh, but anyway, I'm going to say, you know, you win
Can I
some, you
add to
lose
that
some. These
point?
things happen.
Can I add-
These
I-
things.
I
These
just
things
wanna-
happening.
I just want to add to your point, Rex.
Go
I
on,
just
go
want to
on,
add to your
go on.
point. I just think hopefully this highlights that you have to take into consideration who the captain is. Because where the ball is placed, if you're talking to a captain and you're pulling him away from his defensive assignment or where he would be on that pitch, you got to give him time. And it shouldn't be busting out, sprinting back to a position to get into play, because that's really not what's called for within the game. Like, give the player time to get back. I just want it highlighted. I'm not calling an excuse. I'm not saying QTML needs to do anything. But that
it's a weird one, right? Because if the referee has given the authority to play on and Kyle Walker's running back, the referee obviously doesn't, at that point, doesn't necessarily know where the ball is going to go. It just so happened, obviously, the referee said, okay, go, play, because I guess he doesn't want to waste time. He's allowed play to go on, and then the ball's gone to the place, which is obviously not ideal for, was far from ideal for Kyle Walker. I understand why he's a bit annoyed by it, but for me, these things happen in football. I'm not really that bothered. I think Trossard getting sent off, I think that's a yellow card. I think the free kick. I think City's player could have got a yellow card. Could very easily have been. You've seen them given. But I think the referee was fine.
Yeah, same. I don't think.
I think anybody in under those circumstances at the same time, when you're talking about the celebration police, anybody, whether you're City, Arsenal, Leicester, Liverpool, whatever, anybody who's rescuing a draw in the last minute is celebrating. I know we will try and spin it because we're football fans and we're rivals, and we'll try and like take the piss out of the others and say, "Oh, look at Man City now! All they're doing is celebrating a draw," and "Oh, look how the tables have turned. We're little old Arsenal." But regardless of whoever that team was, you're always going to celebrate a last-minute goal because it's either rescued a point or 3 points. So it's what
if you spin the narrative, and this was at the Etihad, and they had a man sent off the whole game, and they came back and Gabriel scored a super score, what would we be hearing?
Yeah, of course, and that's perfectly human. It's perfectly understandable that they're celebrating. I don't understand why anyone is making a big deal of it. What do you want them to not celebrate?
Exactly. That's why when Arsenal fans,
one second. I said they can
that's
celebrate
why.
the goal. You guys
one
don't see
second,
when you're saying to us, you don't see how people speak to other people. Okay, so I'm not talking about Vader.
Are you the only person who sees how people speak to other people?
1 second, I'm not talking about Vader here. We were on a stream with Hamza, and that's where my thinking is coming from. The way that he was speaking.
Hamza is an entertainer.
Hamza is a wholly unserious human being.
He is there for our viewing pleasure. Hamza cannot be the barometer. Come on.
Okay, it is what it is. Let's keep it moving though. We got a bunch of other games to talk about. Anything else that Jay you got to say on this game before we move on?
So I want to let Rax go again because I know he wants to. But in terms of the actual game and the setup, Arsenal, and I did see the thing, and I kind of did co-sign it. Arsenal have this ability to play this kind of football, this low block, this mid block. They can attack. They've got a versatile team. They're obviously gonna, in theory, I don't want to say win trophies because heaven forbid, but they're going to do well over the next few months and years. To me, this game was a really big missed opportunity for Arsenal because it felt like a big shift if Arsenal managed to win this game. Arsenal had gone to Villa, they've been to Spurs, they'd have gone to City. For Arsenal to have been top, having been to all of those grounds and beat City on their stadium, I think that would have, not one hand on the trophy, but I think that would have been, okay, these guys are the favorites. Or these guys are
what happened today. Regardless what happened today, I don't think in the grand scheme of the league, it makes that big of a
no. It's just a point. It doesn't make, obviously all 3 points are worth the same. All 1 point are worth. I'm just saying in terms of the mentality and stuff, that to me, you were so. And the thing is people can be like, well, Arsenal did this. I remember Liverpool playing against Spurs with 9 men and taking it right to the very, 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 very last minute and then conceding, and we beat them. And this won't count for nothing in a few weeks if Arsenal lose a certain game or this goes down. So to me, you want the points in the bag. I don't want the experience of running City so close, but then falling over at the line. You had 20 seconds to go. You should have seen it out.
Facts.
And that's, to me, is
I
think there's nothing, because when you drop points in the future, you would have always been able to be like, well, we didn't expect to get 3 points at City. We weren't expecting to get those points. It's not fatal at all in the grand scheme of it. It's just a point. But I really, really think if you'd won today, everyone would have been looking at you as the team to beat, and it would have vindicated a lot of decision making.
Yeah, let me just say quickly, guys. I spoke about the game either. Good points there, Jay. I give literally 9% what you said. The league's not won today. So if you'd won, no one would be sitting there saying, obviously, you've won the league, but you'd be a lot more confident moving forward. What I would say is, of course, just like Rack said, of course, the Arsenal fans, being tribal and defensive, are going to make out like City should be disappointed and, they were lucky to get the draw. At the end of the day, it was 2-2. You got a red card of your own errors, not the ref, your own errors. And you have Arsenal fans on here defending it, crying about Michael Oliver, defending this. At the end of the day, you're heavily reliant on your defense. It was a worldie to make it to, 1-0 at that point, 1-1. For me, Arsenal could still do more in these big games. That's my opinion. I don't think the formula you're using right now will help you win a Champions League or a league. I predicted you to win the league, but I didn't know you were going to be this defensive against the bigger teams. We saw it against Spurs, corner. We saw it against City, a literal 1 out of 20 shot that goes in and the corner. Atlanta, again, you drew. The 3 big games seen so far this season, I've seen a consistent pattern of football. That, to me, I'm not too sure if it's going to let you over the line. Now, if it works, I'll sit here and say I was wrong.
I think you're being too you're getting.
I'm not being too anything. I'm giving my opinion.
Let me understand.
Let me finish off what I was saying before you interrupt me.
I just want to say one thing.
What I was saying first, so you can chime in. What I'm saying is, from what I've seen this season in big games, because you just said to us that you faced big teams this season, Tottenham away, Atlanta away, City away. I've seen a consistent style of football that's brought you 1 win from a header. Now, if you think that's going to work in the Champions League, in all the big teams you still got to play in the league, I'm not too sure. Now, when I predicted you to win the league, I didn't know it would be this kind of way you play against the bigger teams. Because when you're playing against bigger teams, what?
Did you predict them to win the league?
No, I had them favourites, yeah.
Right,
you know what?
It's the first time
I said this year before the transfer window. Now, obviously, after the transfer window stunk for them, I was obviously less with my expectation. But I just think Arsenal fans come out the game and defend their club as much as they can. But at the end of the day, you've got to be objective. I don't know against the bigger teams, if you do this style of play, I don't know how far it's going to get you, I'll be honest.
Okay.
This style of play might not be defensive, but it works.
Okay. What other big teams? Liverpool? Man City at home? What are you talking about, bro?
Every single game.
You're actually jibber jabbing.
I'm jibber jabbing. Are you going to win every single game this season then?
No, bro.
This jibber jabbing is strong talk for me, guys.
That's the jibber jabber.
Yo, 1 second, Ches. Simply put,
are you winning every game this season?
What bigger game is there than City away throughout the whole calendar season?
So you're going to beat Chelsea away. You're going to beat Liverpool away, right?
I didn't say that. All I said
was
waffling
about then. That's what I'm talking about.
You're the one waffling.
Stop jibber jabbering.
Bro, you asked me to let you finish, and I say one word and you jump on me. Simply put, this is not how we're going to play all season. We went away to City, we scored 2 goals. We went away to Tottenham, scored a goal. We went away to Aston Villa, scored a goal. Going away to any ground and coming out with a 1-0 win is not a ridiculous result. Also, going away to City, scoring 2 goals and losing in the final seconds is not a bad result. You didn't win. Bro, what the hell are we doing? Ches, you're trolling, bro. Get out of here. Let's move on. Let's move on. You're waffling, bro. You're trolling at this point. Wallahi, you're trolling. You're not serious. You're not being serious. Bro, you're not being serious.
You're in your feelings.
You can't be serious. Bro, you can't be being serious.
Did you not draw the game?
1 second.
Yes
or
no?
1 second. The whole point everyone is making, I've said it. If we have the same offensive performances versus the Leicesters, the Southamptons, come back and crown us losers. Then crown us losers. But at this moment in time,
going
away to Tottenham, going away to Aston Villa, going away to City, and coming out with any type of good results, you can't be sitting here and saying our attack is shit. What are we doing, bro? Get out of here. Let's talk about Chelsea since your attack is amazing. You won 3-0 versus West Ham. You're gonna be title holders, right? Talk about it.
I think we have the second league. So
1 second, you're gonna be title holders, right? Talk about it.
Wait, are you talking for me? Am I talking about my
Chelsea? You won 3-0 versus West Ham.
Are you talking about my team or am I talking about my team? I'll let you finish.
I'm introducing the topic.
You're talking about my team.
No, I think he transitioned into talking about Chelsea. Yeah, I think he is.
One second.
It was a nice transition.
I'm going to pass the mic to you. 1 second. I'm going to pass the mic to you, Chaz. But if you want to wait 2 seconds, let me say my bit and then I'll give it to you. All I'm saying is good performance. Jackson did the thriller. I thought Chelsea was cooking. I thought you guys looked really good offensively on that day. And also back-to-back clean sheets. I can't compliment your team. You immediately think I'm going to say something negative. Fuck's sake.
I would have said something negative. In this moment, given Chez's energy, I may have said something negative about his team. I can't. You're a better man than me, Gal. You're a much better man than me.
Chez is the #1 waffler, says Stack you.
Thanks for the donation, man.
Chelsea do look good, Ches. Chelsea, you look like
Chelsea's cooking. Talk about it.
You've got some ballers, Ches. Talk to us about Chelsea's balls.
You see, now he doesn't want to talk.
My time to speak now. Great.
Go on, Ches. Your favorite topic: Chelsea and project building. Go for it.
Big chestnut.
Nah, I'm a big guy, but I'm definitely not chestnut. It is what it is. Here's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Here's what I say.
And once we've got this pause out of the way, off you go.
Yeah, facts. All I'll say is this: I didn't actually predict to win because we were here. I don't know if Rack was here, but I was telling you 2 days ago I didn't think we were going to win the game. I thought we were a draw. So the way we played, I was very surprised. Very, very. Yeah, that's what I am, balanced. That's true. I was very, very surprised the way we played that game because if you looked at the midfield, Caicedo was excellent. Literally gave the ball when he needed to, drew fouls, got assists. His end product is improving since the end of last season. Jackson's obviously in good form, and he's very confident. That Trevella finish was very, very good. And the way we managed the game as well was very, very good to see. It has a maturity of the team. Because Enzo Maresca, we went 2-0 up, and literally it was like we just soak up the pressure and sit on the ground attack. He made the right subs, took off Palmer with loads of rest time, took off Sancho as well, who also got an assist, but he didn't play that well. But he didn't need to because you're 2-0 up after 20 minutes. So I think the good thing about the game was everyone got to see, even rivals, because obviously we're 12 at the kickoff, that the manager hasn't needed to take that long to get a good style of football. He's taken in 5 games and we're able to play a good style. So when people tell me in the Bournemouth game you play really poorly, are you concerned? I wasn't, because against City, against Wolves in the second half, against Palace, I saw the same patterns of play you saw against West Ham. It's just unfortunate for some of those games to finish off our chances. So I think moving forward, obviously we're in top 4 battle as it is. I think, we've got a good chance. But our difficult run, like Gal to bring up, our difficult run hasn't come about yet. So if we can beat Brighton at home next week, that'll put us in good position to play Man United's away, Newcastle's, those kind of teams. But for now, again, I'm not going to get too gassed and be like, yo, we're 10 points out of 15, everything's changed. Maybe 10, 15 games, I'll have more of a chest. But right now, it's looking good. And I can't really ask for anything more, really. Clean sheets, Brazil's doing good. Attack, like I've been telling everybody, is best in the league. The only reason my City's is better is because of an excellent world-class striker who's an anomaly, enigma in Haaland. And that's it.
Do you think you're going to score more goals than Arsenal this season?
Yeah, I think we'll score more goals than you.
Okay. Definitely. I bet you have to shave your head bald on stream. I'll do it myself if we concede less than you.
You're virtually bald already.
Okay, how about this? I will shave my eyebrows. One second. I'll shave my eyebrows.
He's like a toothpick changes everything.
Bro, I'll shave my eyebrows.
What are we doing here?
Okay.
So I will shave my head.
I'm willing to make a bet.
I'm willing
to make a bet.
Okay. Why does anyone want to see you without any eyebrows? That doesn't
exactly.
make any sense.
No, I'm saying, okay,
You
I'll
would
do.
look like a
How about
bean.
this? How about this?
You would look
Hot
like a
chip
bean.
challenge. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to your house on Amazon Prime.
What are you gonna send them?
What's hot chip
Hot
challenge?
chip,
What,
the
I
hot
don't even
chip.
know what that is.
A hot chip. You have to eat a hot chip. I mean, like, why don't you could just do like wearing the opposition shirt, maybe doing the.
What's the likelihood? What's the likelihood he's gonna buy a Chelsea Arsenal shirt, or I'm gonna buy a Chelsea shirt?
DH gate exists.
It's not happening.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not
Like,
happening. I already have.
Wait. The other issue is why am I doing
Chess,
bet?
do you think your team will score more goals than us come the end of the
You
season?
already asked me the question.
oh shit! You
Yeah.
you say that?
Wait, Jay, 1 sec. Right.
You gotta slow down.
I want to see because he said he has the best attack.
You know what the issue is here?
No, he said he has the best attack.
I got 1 sec. You're doing a bet, yeah. You think
do the parameters of the
Jay,
bet.
let me just say this, yeah?
Let's lay the bet out first, please.
No, Jay. Let me just
Will
Can't talk
Chelsea
about the
score
bet,
more
but there's no
goals than
bet.
Arsenal
Let's get the
this
bet.
season?
Let Ches go. Let Ches go. Let Ches go. Let Ches go.
Before you lay the bet down, lay the bet down.
Let me just talk
Then
about
do
the
you
bet.
talking.
Let me talk about the bet. The bet.
No, because he won't want to do the bet once you finish talking.
Guys, waffling,
That's
bro.
the point.
I can't even speak.
No,
What
but
I'm saying
Ches,
is, Jay,
why don't you lay the bet out first and then speak about the bet afterwards? Because if you're going to talk about the bet afterwards, he won't do the bet.
Jay, you love the sound of your own voice, innit?
Bro, because you're not a logical guy. I'm having to do the thinking for both of us. Do you know what I mean?
You know less is more. You know
it's
less
like
is
a
more,
monkey
right? You know
doing
less
the
is more, right?
clasping symbols in your head right now.
Yeah, don't let us say you're
Right,
not.
Wait. People in the chat, who thinks Chelsea will score more goals come the end of the Premier League campaign than Arsenal? Because I don't think that's even possible.
No, that's possible. That's real.
I think
that's
Arsenal
real
are going to score more goals than Chelsea this season.
Who in Arsenal's attack is going to score more? Tell me.
Bro, it's not about who.
No,
As
don't
a
bro
team,
me.
as a
I want
collective, we're going to score more
names.
goals than your team.
Rax, do you see what I'm talking about now? Now he's explaining what the bet is in detail.
Jay, let me land my point. If you love to
You know
talk,
what I mean?
not a lot of substance comes out. Let me speak what I'm trying to say.
Imagine
Whoa,
the pot.
1 second. Guys. He said he has the best attack in the league. Does he think his attack is better than Arsenal's? Then why not make a bet that Arsenal are going to concede less goals?
Let's take the bet.
I'm trying to speak, right? I'm trying to speak for like 5 minutes, trying to get a point across. I can't even get
that's
across.
off.
I go. What I'm trying to
Do you see?
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
You don't want to have a conversation.
I can't even speak there. I've been trying for 5 minutes. I counted on my phone. 5 minutes. Jay, can I say one thing? What? Fifth time. I want to say last time, yeah. A guy wants to do a bet because he thinks he's in the balance. I don't want to do a bet because I think it's clear we have a better attack than them. So I'm being disrespectful. I don't want to do a bet with a team I don't think will score more goals.
So you're morally not going to take his money because you're just a big.
I don't want his money because
he's a nice guy.
He's got no hair. I don't want to take his money too. What's he gonna have left? What's he gonna have left?
I respect it. I respect it. Good friend. That's a good friend right there. That's
man. I don't want to take everything from Miguel.
Don't take it right.
Keep your hair and keep your money.
All right,
it's okay.
guys.
Guys, I keep your hot chip.
Simple question. Is Chelsea's attack one of the best in the league? Do you think they're one of the best?
The question specifically was who's going to score more, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Chelsea.
And what do you think?
Chelsea.
I think it's close enough for me to not have an opinion, like to tell you an answer right now. I would have to think about this properly. That's how close it is.
Your attack's so good, but you have to think about it. Deeper.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure. Off the cuff, I couldn't give you an answer. I need to think about it.
You know what? If I'm going off of the first 5 games, I'd say, yeah, Chelsea's going to have more goals than Arsenal. And Igal, you like to go in terms of recency. You like to look at what's happening this season. If we go off of this season, Chelsea's going to score more goals than Arsenal for 2 key things I want to point out. I think most clubs are going to pay Arsenal more respect. The same way it happens to Manchester City. More clubs are going to set up defensively and make life miserable for you. I don't think Chelsea are going to get that respect early in the season, maybe even halfway through the season. So I think they're going to have that liberty of getting some goals and be able to catch teams. Now, another thing is Odegaard, he's out for how long? During
7 more weeks.
7 more weeks during this transfer window, everybody was bawling, crying out, saying, Edu, get me a striker, get me another left wing player, get me someone, and you didn't do that.
No.
What does Chelsea
7
do?
more games, I mean.
Okay, 7 more games. Well, that's 7 more games that Chelsea will have an opportunity to add some more goals. And then what else do Chelsea do? They keep going out. They went out and got Neto. They went and got Felix. Like they have attackers in abundance, and they went and got Sancho late. So if it really comes down to like scoring goals, I think it does favor Chelsea. That's not a mad shout.
Of course, it's not a mad shout.
I think so. I just had a quick look at last year's table. Last year's. Obviously, Chelsea have added strength in terms of numbers, and some of their younger players, I imagine, will develop a little bit further. So, but there's a 14-goal difference between Arsenal's attack last season and Chelsea's attack last season. I don't know necessarily whether that gap will be bridged. I think it will be close, but I don't think you can say Arsenal's attack is definitely way clear, and there's not a chance that Chelsea's attack is comparable. I think it'll be closer. I don't think it'll be a 14-goal gap, but I think Arsenal have got more. There's a bigger difference there.
Chelsea is better than City.
I think he's talking about the attack in general, which is arguable.
Stack.
No,
are you
no,
saying
I think in terms of now Vader's piping up. Okay.
1 second, Ches. Verbatimly, do you agree with this super chat?
Wait, who, me?
Yes.
No, I think he's referring to the attack. Obviously, we're not better than City. They won 4 leagues in a row. But I think what he's saying is that as a unit of attackers, basically he probably rates them a lot higher than City's unit of attackers. For example, I think a lot of people don't rate Doku that highly. Bears. I think a lot of people think Grealish is overrated. Bears. I think a lot of people need to see Savio a bit more. In Nevada, I think a lot of people need to see Savio. I think a lot of people need to see Savio a bit more in the league before they make judgments on him and say he's better than Neto, who's been in the league, or Palmer, who's been in the league. See what I'm saying? So I don't think what he's saying is crazy, but the difference is, like I said earlier, the reason why they beat us in the league, the only reason why they beat us in the league is because of Haaland. When they got Haaland in the team, he can outscore all of my attackers. So that's why I would say no.
Hold on. No, we're not. Hold on. I just want to make sure.
Hey, you heard what I just said. I didn't say anything crazy.
Yeah, I heard what you said. I just want to give my perspective. All right. I'm holding my hands up. All right. No violence here.
My hands up too, man. Choose. Okay. We have one enemy here. He's over here.
If it's overall,
Raider does that concealed carry. That's what he does.
No.
Not in Canada. That's not allowed.
Listen, my hands are weapons. The thing that I want to point out, though, is if the attack overall, right? If we're talking attack overall, who's going to create more chances, who's going to score more goals, that's where I think, relax, Chelsea aren't better than City. But if you want to then kind of go player versus player ratings, who might be the better complete player, who might be, quote unquote, more effective individually, sure, you can have that combo. But for a couple of seasons now, I've shown that City are the best attacking club in the Prem. Couple seasons now.
Arsenal have Arsenal. Just to put it in
Prime makes a good point. Prime makes a good point. You say, could you say? Look at Prime's comment. Prime is saying, are we talking about teams attack as a whole in terms of total number of goals from a team, or goals from attackers? Because there's also a difference there.
I'm talking about team attack as a whole. So I'm including Gabriel Magalhaes' goals.
That did not clear it up.
Anyways,
I'm talking team attack as a whole. What?
Okay, I'm talking about the more goals. Arsenal as a whole versus Chelsea in the Premier League. Anyways, that is done. Quickly, Stack says, laugh my ass off. I hope with that Ches too. It was sarcasm. Yeah, he was being sarcastic. Anyways, hook, line, and sinker. But before we go any further, I'm just going to say this. Do me a favor, guys. We have a bunch of you guys in the chat. We need you to do me a favor and hit that like button. It's absolutely free. It's massive for us. Do please hit that like button right now. And also make sure you guys check out Ches on YouTube, Vader's on YouTube, and we're still waiting for Rack and Jay. But while we have Rack and Jay here, we need to talk about their teams. And Vader, I felt like you didn't get enough to speak about Man City. But did you get enough? I'm sorry, because like you guys did get the
draw. We did get the draw. I mean, I understand coming, vibes. Sometimes it's a hostile environment. But what I'm going to say with regards to Manchester City and the whole game itself, it lived up to the billing, though. All right, like we can talk about the referees, we can talk about all that stuff afterwards. But the way this game started, the intensity, even with regards to Rodri and Havertz at the beginning of the game, like everybody was on edge. Everybody knew the importance of the game. So I enjoyed it from start to finish. I'd have to say that hopefully everyone's healthy by the time we play the second leg or we play you in your house, because I do want to see that matchup. I do want to see the you're healthy, we're healthy, and let's see, because I know that we're going to attack you in your house. So on the second half of the season, I think that's going to be really good for the league. Player-wise, Terry was trying to get me to talk bad about players and who made mistakes. Listen, goals happen. I'm not going to bash a player for a goal happening against me, and I'm also not going to bash an Arsenal player for goals that happen against you guys. I think the result were the result, and this is no gaslighting. This is no trying to play mind games. I was being genuine. Arteta shows why he was backed. Honestly, when you don't have Odegaard, when you don't have when you go down to not having a full squad and you're down to 10 men, Arteta showed his quality against Pep and this Manchester City team. So I'm not trying to, there's no gaslighting. There's no trying to play no games. This manager deserves the respect. And Rax, you hate when I say this, but he's shown that he's been better than everybody else for the last 2 seasons now. Other than Pep, he's shown that he's been the best manager with regards to pursuing this league.
Better than Klopp.
Can I just say something here? I've got a receipt that I want to play. And by the way, guys, we didn't get the guy very nice to us. We didn't speak enough about C. We didn't speak enough about Chelsea. And for fun facts, guys, a guy was predicted Chelsea to drop points in every single away game this season. We've won all 3. And here's
Yeah,
here's the receipt.
That is a nasty stat.
But West Ham
We talked about this the other day.
What's it?
game, but maybe people are just going to say I'm a Chelsea hater and I'm always going to think you guys drop points. But West Ham is a formidable side. Their attack is going to... Are you going to deny that accusation, to go? Are you going to deny it? I think their attack is a lot more dangerous than West Ham. No, not that. No. Listen, let's answer the question. You're not Donald Trump. I'm asking you one question. You're answering the other question. All right.
No.
Am I a Chelsea hater? No, I dabble with Chelsea hate.
That's my favorite bit. And we won 3-0, guys. But hold that, Agal.
I will hold that.
Hold that. You're gonna lose against Bormunmoth. You're gonna lose against this.
My buddy asked me, "Who do you think is gonna win?"
Hold that.
And I was like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" Anyways, Rack, you guys won convincingly. Also, Mo Salah didn't really get involved, but he didn't get a goal this time, but he did still get an assist. Luis Diaz still doing his thing. Trent getting 100 goal contributions at Liverpool, 81 assists also doing what he does. Arne Slot, Liverpool continuing 4 wins, 4 clean sheets, literally 1 goal conceded, I think, and 1 loss. You guys have a good
Forest.
Well, how are you feeling?
Yeah. We lost last week. Yeah. Look, at the start of the season, with the run of games that we've played so far, and I think next week you play Wolves. If you asked me what I think we're going to get, I think potentially we could have. I may have said draw at United because I didn't really know what United were going to be like this season, and win the rest. And actually, if you compare us to that standard, if you want to call it that, we're actually 1 point behind. But in general, I don't think the start could have gone. It's been a really good start. When you have a new manager coming, there's a little bit of trepidation. How is he going to gel with the team, with the players, new backroom staff as well? There's been a lot of upheaval at Liverpool over the summer. I'm happy. Things are going well. We played well yesterday. Salah, the Darwin Núñez, that goal. Some people are not big fans of Darwin Núñez. I think I probably would be more in that camp. But when he scores goals like that, that's fantastic. But the move was brilliant as well. Mo Salah's like that. The 1-2 that he played with Núñez, when Núñez flicked it on and he first time passed it into his path. That was spectacular. And but at the same time, Bournemouth had a couple of opportunities. They had a goal ruled out after 3 or 4 minutes. If that had gone in, obviously, things could have looked very different. But happy with how the season's going so far. We're looking very similar in terms of quality, to how we've been in recent seasons. Bigger tests await, and I think that will be the barometer. But in a way, I'm more happy to get the easier games out of the way first this at the moment, just because ultimately, you got new manager coming in, new team, new tactics and all that kind of stuff. It needs some time to settle in, but positive so far.
Do you have anything to say on Trent? 100 goal contributions.
I mean, look, what can I can't eulogize about Trent any more than he's already been eulogized about by me and by other
What about
footballing greats. And
what about Gravenberch? Luis Diaz. What about Gravenberch?
Let's move on.
Okay. I wasn't even finished with my sentence. And my Gravenberch then.
No, because I want to know. I want to see you.
No, but Trent phenomenal. He's never going to be everybody's cup of tea, because we all know there are no player is perfect. But what he gives us in an attacking, playmaking, creative sense, we haven't seen that level in the Premier League, I don't think, before, at least for this, in terms of this number and this period of time. So, like him or not, you have to respect what he's contributed. He's outstanding, and he's been outstanding for us. Liverpool fans love him. Gravenberch.
Luis Diaz and Gravenberch.
Gravenberch has surprised me incredibly. I wasn't sure what to expect from him. Last season, he wasn't great, perhaps for a lot of reasons, but obviously, coming to the country and playing in the new system and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really see there was a space for him in central midfield, but he's made me eat my words, and I really, really hope that he continues to do so. His start to the season, just like Slot's start to the season, couldn't have gone any better. He's playing really well. The nice thing with him is that he's got this habit of creating his own time and space around him. So he'll do like a drop of the shoulder and then take the ball the other way, and then all of a sudden he can turn and he's got the whole pitch in front of him. So he can either keep hold of the ball and to assess further, he can play a pass, or he can run with the ball. He's been very, very good, and I can't praise him highly enough. Luis Diaz, same kind of thing, actually. Like a lot of Liverpool fans at the middle end of last season, after basically 2.5 years, they were a little bit underwhelmed. He had good moments. Yeah, he had some good moments, some very good moments. But then, I think probably he had an injury in his second year, which I think knocked him back a bit. And the fan base, I think, was split to a large degree, and so much so that when people were talking about interest from Barcelona, they were like, look, we can get our money back. Maybe we should take our money back and invest in Kudus or all kinds of other names were bandied about. But he stepped up this season for whatever reason. Maybe it's a change of system. Maybe it's a change of manager. Maybe he's just right now he's finally found his feet, and he's had a fantastic start to the season, and long way to continue as well.
All right. Anybody have anything to say on Liverpool before we move on?
Just wanted to add, obviously it's still early, and it's, for me, it's kind of interesting to know which way it goes, because when I'm looking at Liverpool play, there's so much good stuff about Liverpool, but there's so much familiar stuff as a Spurs fan watching Liverpool play. It's just almost like I'm watching very similar issues that my club has, just with a different set of players that have different qualities and things like that. I think Slot is reserved, but sometimes I think Liverpool moved the ball a little slow. And when I saw Forest, how they set up, it made me think there's going to be plenty more games for Liverpool this season where they're going to play teams that set up how Forest played against them. And, when I actually analyzed the games they've actually played, they played Ipswich, they played a United side, which, you can say United were terrible, but the underlying numbers were
pretty open.
Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool were quite clinical that game. Started well, capitalized well, blah, blah, blah. But the context of the game, I need to see more games of Liverpool. So Gravenberch, very good. Liverpool in general look similar level to last season, similar-ish, maybe a little bit, So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how sustainable it is. And when I look at Liverpool's attackers, that's the bit where I'm like, yeah, Diaz was always, aesthetically pleasing on the eye, but he wasn't efficient. And now he started being a little bit efficient. And so I'm an efficiency guy in the Premier League. I don't really care how you look.
Obviously, Jay. When I see you, you have efficiency written all over you.
Bro, not with my words, but I employ Brennan Johnson. Efficiency is the key thing here. We're not here for aesthetics. We're here for efficiency. So,
all right, some people have Gabriel Jesus as their attackers.
Hey, listen, I like how you see that shot in. But yeah, just to finish on that, Liverpool in terms of that, Diaz, big goal threat. They've got lots of goal threats in the team, and I think when you're a team, and this is similar to Chelsea, when you have goals in your team, it can cover over the transitional cracks of a new manager a lot easier than other teams can as well. And that's what Chelsea have brought in. That's what Liverpool have got. And it's no surprise that both of these teams, in games that they've had maybe tricky moments, just managed to blow away the opposition, in those tight kind of games, and they've got over the line. So yeah.
All right. Next, Vader, you wanted to talk about United before you left, right?
Yeah. I'll say it real quick. Listen, again, the off season, all you United fans were crying. Ineos don't know what they're doing. Why are they extending the contract to Erik ten Hag? Here's why. Whenever you think he's not good enough, he is good enough. He's at your level. He's delivering what's needed. He has been the most trophy winningest manager other than Pep the last 2 seasons, and he deserves his job for a reason. I don't know when we're going to get another United fan on the panel, because they seem to be, you know what? I like it. I like that they're humble. I like that they're quiet. Their chests are, they're small. They're like minions. They're not really chatting it. I mean, kind of similar. Rax looks so comfortable right now, but you know why he's comfortable? He's not talking a big game. He's not having his fan base go wild. He's just, hey, let's just do our thing. That's how United are right now. Just continue to do your thing. Pipe down, stay quiet. And United, Erik ten Hag deserves to be there. Keep him there. And he's going to get you results. I'm out. Manchester City fan. Claim that I'm happy with the draw. I'm happy that I'm still invincible. And I'll catch you next game.
Vader's about to go and pop a bottle of champagne.
No. Cigars are later. All right, take care.
Oh, Vader, before you go, what do you think about these Rodri ACL shouts? They're saying.
I'm hearing it's mild. But they got.
Is that because you're going la 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 la?
No. The reason why I do have to go is because I'm gonna make sure I'm properly in the group chat with some of these voice notes that we need to exchange back and forth. But I am hearing that it's kind of mild. But yeah, it is with regards to his knee. I think it not hyperextended, but the way he planted in the wet grass.
Hopefully, and then hopefully a few month MCL.
Hopefully it's nothing. Yeah, hopefully it's something.
Listen, all I have to say is your boy Kyle Walker needs to stop playing with players' nipples, because then he's gonna get dunked on.
What?
You say
what?
You do things like that because you don't want to leave the combo.
Anyways, we're out of here. Big up. Max is in the building. He says still early, a lot of away games left, and he says laugh out loud. That's the word. I think he was talking about what Ches was saying. But Jay, your boys also won. They won 3-1. Some people who didn't watch the game would say flattering scoreline based on the highlights, but if you actually watch the game, you guys. No, I'm just talking about the chance that they had in the 67th minute before.
What was the XG in this game? Just out of curiosity.
It doesn't matter. What was the XG in the previous 2 games? One second. What was the XG in the previous 2 games where you lost?
We had a very similar XG to you when we played you. Yeah. So that was that. So we had I think the same XG. Maybe we had a tiny bit higher XG. I'm not sure. We definitely had more open play XG than you when we played. And then Newcastle, again, I think similar level XG. So our underlying numbers are actually quite good.
Okay, so it wasn't a flattering scoreline, you're saying?
No, I think it could have been 4-1 or something. I think our XG for this game was maybe like 3.8 or something.
Okay.
Tottenham are the 5th highest XG in the league, which is decent.
Yeah, so this was the first game where we translated, a good possession into good chances. Like we actually created, good opportunities. It's just work in progress. There's lots of good teams in the league. So next 2 games are crucial for us. We've got United away and Brighton away. This is where I'm going to see what the season holds for us. Me personally, I think we need 2 wins. I'll take 4 points, but we need 2 wins. Like we've had a slow
It's a
start to
bit
the season.
greedy.
No, because the thing is I've watched Brighton, I've watched United. I think we're better than both of them. Like, but it's not about me.
You're not
It's
better than
not.
Brighton.
Nah, it's bro. Brighton. I think Brighton are a bit of a false.
Brighton lost today, right?
They
No,
drew. They drew.
The Brighton actually played good football. We watched
Brighton and
Liverpool
Liverpool are still undefeated.
Oh wow, I thought they won.
Forest are doing well as well, by the way. Shout out Forest, they're doing sick as well. But
Yeah,
Brighton,
Forest
I think Jay's saying he needs 2 wins. I think that's a bit optimistic. I think
I know what you're saying.
Let Jay finish. You got kind of upset when we didn't let you finish.
Basically, if you look at Spurs,
if you get 2 wins, that's a fantastic.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's been a long time since Spurs have beaten a good side. Yeah, so we need a statement win. Yeah, to get the confidence really flowing back in the team. Our next 2 games are away. If we lose to United, we'd have lost half of our first 6 games. We can't start the season like that. You know, there's a responsibility on the players.
Sorry to interrupt you. Are you playing United away or at home?
It's away. They're both away.
Yeah, I can't lie to you. After United just dropped points just now.
Yeah, exactly. They need.
You playing them next? Oh, you playing them next? You are playing next week. I genuinely can't see you winning.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like, obviously looking at these games now, it's just, you know, we have to go into these games and we have to just underline. Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as funny as it sounds, like teams such as we're not too far away from it because only 5 games in, but teams such as Brighton and Spurs are now actually need to get some wins because you don't want a situation where it hits game 10 and you're already 10 points behind Newcastle and Chelsea and Villas.
But the way I look at it, but the way I look at it,
that's what I'm saying, Jay. Is like, we agree basically, but I just don't think it will happen. Whereas,
but you're not, and it's not wrong for you to look at it critically. I'm looking at it saying, okay, in the games I've seen Spurs play so far, it's been like, at Newcastle away, we played pretty well. Arsenal at home played pretty well. Everton at home smashed them up. Brentford at home smashed them up. Leicester half and half. So broadly speaking, the performance levels have been at a level which I'm okay with. And now it's about, you know, just translating that into proper results. And Spurs are the best pressing team in Europe so far this season. Essentially, that's what the data says. Yeah, Spurs are winning the ball back in the best positions. Now Spurs, they're playing 2 teams who are going to try and pass it out from the back. Yeah, in United and Brighton. Yeah. United are playing at home, Brighton are playing at home. You've got to think both of these teams are going to actually try and have the ball. So I think this gives Spurs a good opportunity to pounce on these teams when they play. So, you know, we need results. It's a tough league. The difficult games come every week. So yeah, we just need to just win. Like, there's no more excuses. And it was a good performance from Maddison. Maddison had a really good game. Like he was solid. That was a point I was trying to make about Spurs' talisman. Like you look at like Chelsea, you see Palmer doing his thing every week. You see Haaland doing his thing. Salah doing. I'm like Son, Maddison. You know, our talisman. You know, Solanke. Well, now he's fit. These guys need to be delivering on a weekly basis. Like that's the biggest. That's just the big. That's been the biggest issue against Newcastle, against Leicester. If Son and Madison, you know, just on it, you know, they turn one of those half chances into a goal. So yeah, I just want to see the team do that.
Literally, I'm dittoing what you're saying. Literally, that is literally spot on. That's why I think you won't make top 4 or 5, could potentially, because the difference between your attackers and, like, let's say Villa's, Chelsea's, even Newcastle to certain degrees, there's a lot more consistent players that we have than what you have. And your talisman, like Maddison, definition, guys, he will turn up against Brentford at home, but then he won't turn up next week. And the week after that, he might get a brace. Then 2 weeks after that, he'll turn up. That's the problem with him. And even Son falling off, not as his fault, is they're not consistent. Whereas at least with Chelsea or Newcastle, I could say if Palmer's off it, Jackson might turn up. Or Pedro might come off the bench.
It's the depth.
Or Newcastle, they're having a poor game. Guess who they bring on against Wolves away? Harvey Barnes. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not even the defences, because I think last season, Jay, to interrupt you, Arsenal Villa and you all conceded a certain amount of goals.
Yeah, we conceded the same.
There wasn't goals conceded. Like, everyone makes Spurs and Chelsea's defenses are so bad.
No, we're about on par with the rest of the
our
league.
defense isn't the reason why we didn't win. Getting top.
It was our And the thing is and the thing, and everything you're saying is back. But my thing is Spurs have gambled young in a different way to Chelsea. So Chelsea have gone with a certain kind of profile, but they've still got their Sanchos, their Felixes, their Nkunkus. Spurs have got more like, you know, Odegaard and Johnson and, you know, Mikey Moore coming through, and they've just signed a young South Korean winger. So Spurs,
the kid from Leeds is really good.
Yeah. Archie Gray, Lucas Burgos. So Spurs are actually going for like it's like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and saying, right, our first team are going to have to carry us until some of these younger players are better. But there is a gap of quality. Do you know what I mean? That certain other teams have. So there'll be a consistency that will be up and down for Tottenham that I expect to be more linear for teams like Chelsea.
You know, it's like with Chelsea. Imagine we didn't have Sancho Felix and we went from, let's just say we went from, who's our left wing right now? Sancho to Tyreek George.
To me, it's
us going from Sancho to Tyreek George, who's a good academy prospect.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that, basically.
Well, to me, it's more like if you just took Palmer out of Chelsea's attack. Just Palmer. I wouldn't need to take anyone else out. Just Palmer. And it's like the rest of the team would be like this. It wouldn't be like, but with Palmer, it's like that. So every week you get a certain level of GA because Palmer's playing. And then other players start turning up consistently. So if Noni gets 1 assist one game and Jackson gets a goal a game, already
what happened?
Going to score 3 goals.
Yo, Jay, your internet acting up.
Palmer's going to do something. This guy's giving you a goal. Open play is doing it. Sorry, man. So,
yo, Jay, your internet was acting up.
So that for me is a big thing for Chelsea. It's just, sorry, man. I was just saying that, Chelsea is like, you got to look at it from the point of view now. They've got ballers and they've got clarity. I didn't mean to transition to Chelsea, but it's like, when I'm seeing other teams are at different levels of their development. And I'm very clear on what Tottenham are trying to do. But like the players, you look at Johnson, you look at Odegaard, you look at those kind of players, they're not the players that Spurs should be looking for 10-10 GA. Like I'm looking at Maddison, I'm looking at Yuson, you know what I mean? Solanke, I need at least 20 GA in the league, at least 60 million.
Solanke needs to be hitting 20 GA. 100%.
And that exactly. So that's all it is. So like everybody, you know, we need our big players to start playing well and scoring and delivering this isn't to say Chelsea won't go on a bad form and Spurs might pick up. 100% that could happen. But what we're saying in general is we would expect the extra quality from Newcastle's, Villas, and Chelsea's to shine through a bit more. A, because they're more depth of quality and there's less of a gap, and B, because the quality of players we have, generally speaking, are probably, I'd argue, with a higher level, starting a higher point. So those reasons why people have a bit more confidence now seeing Chelsea play, that would finish in as high a position. So Spurs could very easily, if, for example, Brennan Johnson was to go in form. Yeah, exactly. If Brennan steps up a level, all of a sudden,
it helps. Now you've got 4 players you can rely on.
Yeah, exactly.
Could Spurs finish above Chelsea or Man United?
Yes, they could. But I don't think it could. Of course, it could, but I just probably would say no.
The thing is what
about United though?
Yeah,
United look the worst. United look the worst right now.
Yeah, it's too early to say anything though. That's what I'm leaving.
It's too early. It's still too early to say.
Chelsea getting top guarantee.
But Chelsea separating United from United.
And the thing with United.
If Igal, just on that point, right, coming mums. If Igal, if you come in 5 weeks' time, let's say end of November, Chelsea are within just below Arsenal, Man City by 5 points, but we're 10 points from Man United, then we could start saying, oh, they've actually got a big gap here. They built over time. But right now it's too early. 1 win and 1 loss, we're back with them.
Makes a difference. Yeah.
I'm saying.
The thing with United is that they won their first game last-minute goal by Xerxes. I think that was against Fulham. I can't remember who it was against. Yeah, Fulham at home. But then, you know, on the flip side, they lost a last-minute goal against Brighton, and yesterday's game that could have very easily have been a United win. They should have won that game.
Southampton, they could have been 1-0 down.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's a game of fine margins, and right now a lot of these seem to be going against United. Whether that flips around anytime soon, we shall see. They do look better than last season, but obviously last season they looked awful. And against us, they looked absolutely terrible. So I don't really know where to put United right now, because the only significant test I would say they had, or two tests they've had, probably Brighton away and Liverpool. They haven't really done very much, but
that is kind of consistent.
We're gonna have to wrap it up right now. But before we go any further, do you guys have anything to say on United? Because United just drew versus.
I think I think that if you're a United fan looking for shoots of hope, you look at that performance and you'd be a lot more elevated about that than other performances, because they didn't deserve to win, but they created a lot more chances to win the game.
True.
And on another day, they could have scored more goals. But at the same time, them not getting over the line consistently over 5 games now is an issue. And their attack, to me, I've been saying it, just like Arsenal's attack being consistent isn't good enough. Like, I could say that with chest, because I don't trust Højlund. Xerxes new to the league. We don't really know. Garnacho, we know what he's about. Hit and miss, just like Maddison, in my opinion. Hit and miss kind of players. Ahmad is very young. Rashford is extremely inconsistent nowadays. And Anthony's not even playing games. So you don't really look at that. Again, that wins you games ago. This is why we say you could have the best defense or the worst defense, but with good attackers for both scenarios, you're going to level out somehow. So United don't have a good attack. So that's what I'm saying. If unless Rashford steps up, or they can chip him with goals here and there like Chelsea did last season to get 6th, then I don't really know like how they're going to massively improve from last season. Maybe get in top 4. I don't really know. It's going to be tough.
We'll have to wait and see. But for now, Jay, big up to you. I'll get you back on hopefully Friday. Do we have midweek games, guys?
Carabao Cup.
You've got Carabao Cup. I think we start our march to Bilbao Europa League this year. I think you'll find that we're one of the favourites. We're gonna do what Mikel's Super Mick Arteta's team could not do, and we are. Let me not go too far, but we are starting our journey. Yes, we are.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Steady, getting it close.
It was about to go full. I'm not going to say the word.
It was nearly clip worthy, but we are starting our journey to the Europa League.
All right, we will wrap it up there. I'll end it off by saying it's been a great weekend, great football, and it's a rare occasion.
Do you feel robbed, Digger? Can we before you go? Do you feel robbed?
Give us some tears, man. Give us some tears.
It hurts.
Yeah, come on. We're full friends here.
That's the one. Where's my cup?
Come on, talk to us.
Yes, we needed that one.
Guys, I'm going to go out, enjoy myself. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace out.
Love.